be helpful if I use the mic. Hey guys, it's Aaron Gwinnett here from Defy Reality Entertainment. I haven't done a video for a while. I've been quite busy with mainly the Let's Render book, which is coming out early next year. And yeah, just sort of taking my time to kind of eventually get back into some work. But it's been really nice just taking the break and seeing everyone enjoy Neyyah and explore the world, and seeing all the feedback come through. The reviews are still very positive on Steam, which is amazing. And I'm really excited to get Neyyah out on GOG as well. In I think it's early next year. There's no set date yet, but stay tuned for that. But this video, I just want to discuss a little bit about the amazing artwork that Meier did for the game. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly as well. Sorry, Nick, if I got that wrong. Nick will actually be part of this video as well, so we're kind of doing like a joint discussion here, just talking about both of our experiences in terms of the artwork coming into the game, how it was for him, and how it was for me, from my own experience of collaborating with someone. So Nick is an amazing artist. I'll probably put the images and everything up on this video as well as I'm talking. I first came across Nick, I believe, definitely on Facebook. I think it was one of the Facebook groups, and we started corresponding on there from some promotion that I was doing on Neyyah. And yeah, then we just started talking more on chat, and saw some of his artwork that he was doing. It was amazing. He wanted to do some artwork based on one of the Neyyah images from the game, the harbour zone of Falitsu Island, and that area I'd modelled and finished back in 2020/2021. It was an amazing area to create. Took a good while on that place actually. It was when I first got my new computer and I had suddenly 64 gigabytes of RAM. This is stuff that I'm going to be discussing in the Let's Render book as well, and showing some of the behind the scenes and the developments of this particular part of the game, of the world. But yeah, his artwork's just amazing. He's just got a really keen eye for details and being able to generate realism and lighting. And he gave me some tips as well, because I paint as well, but not as good as he does. I've always been a drawer and a painter, but he's just got this amazing ability to really capture a scene. And I think I can't remember exactly when it was. There's a lot of things have happened in the last sort of 7 years, but I think I reached out to him with an idea that there was going to be this mural that the player comes across, and I thought, yeah, I could maybe do something myself, and I'll show you what it looks like on this video. I drafted the painting, so to speak. I created my own draft, and then I sent that over to Nick, and then Nick kind of worked his magic, and over time he would show me his developments. He would show me the stages of what he was doing, the drawing, how things were coming out, and I would kind of give a bit of feedback. But I mean, as long as it kind of stayed to that particular image and the concept behind it, the story behind it, then I was pretty happy, and it turned out amazing. And I actually have it right here on this board, which is really cool. Gazing into your soul. So yeah, it was really cool seeing this come to life. This was printed for the Perth Pixel Expo, which I did attend. I attended in last year, 2024. It would have been end of September, and I had this on the table, and it came out so nicely, and it looks amazing on this board as well. But he did a fantastic job in bringing this scene to life. Now I can break this down to a kind of basic summary, but I like to go more into this in the upcoming Let's Render book. But basically you have one of the antagonists of the game. He's not the main antagonist, but he's kind of in the background. Cahelta Volca. It is also mentioned in the glossary that I recently did as well, which is here on my channel, and you can listen to that. It kind of goes into more detail about the lore and the various terminology within the game, which will probably help you play the game as well. But yeah, you have Cahelta Volca here, and then you have a portal going into Neyyah, and then you have the 4 rulers at the foreground here, and then the survivors of Fazalta in the just right at the foreground, right at the back here, behind the 4 rulers, and they've survived within the Quilivion, and this is what's inside the Quilivion, a place called Quilivia. So I've already probably told you more than I actually expected to go to, the extent I wanted to actually go into on this video, but that is kind of a summary, I suppose, still. And then one of the inside jokes that we have is there's not enough purple. Nick, there's not enough purple. More purple. You can't really see it so much in this painting here, but the actual rocks are really purple. They're supposed to be really, really purple, and I think mine were a lot more purple in the painting. I think that's where the joke comes from, because it's almost like, do we add more purple? Should I add more purple? I think there needs to be more purple. So this area hasn't really been completely developed, and I really look forward to developing Quilivia a lot more. It's going to be quite fun. But yeah, I'm going to pass this over now to Nick so he can talk a bit more about it from his angle. It was fantastic adding it into Blender as well, and then creating like the shader, the texture that would go on a 3D model, and then seeing that going into the scene, and then rendering all the scenes, and just seeing his artwork within the game. That was quite special, and I'm sure it was quite special for Nick as well. See, one thing I'd love to be able to do a bit more is collaborate with other artists, so they get a chance to see their work come to life in a game, for example. At least being able to inspire others, and I've already seen that starting to happen from the reviews I'm getting, the feedback I'm getting, is that Neyyah is inspiring other creatives to follow their passions, to create things, whether it's a game or art or anything. And so, I think with Nick, that definitely pushed him in a different direction, and the fact that he saw his art being in a commercially released game was pretty cool. I try to put myself in other people's shoes as well, and how would I feel, and what would I love to be able to see, and being able to provide that was fantastic, and I think it just makes the game that bit more special as well. So yeah, I'm going to pass the video over to you, Nick. Explain how you feel about the artwork and how it was being part of Neyyah.
Like Aaron said, around 2021-ish, I think, maybe 2022 when we finally kind of met. So kind of roll back when I've always been big into artwork as a kid. I started off drawing a lot as far back as I can remember. And growing up as a kid, I've always enjoyed point-and-click adventure games. I played, I think the first game that I played was Titanic. I think it was Titanic Lost in Time. It was a real old point-and-click adventure game. And I remember that really fondly. And it played a huge role in me becoming an artist, I feel. I do mostly landscapes, and I always love the idea of how the environment can tell a story, and that's why I loved point-and-click adventure games as a kid. I played that. I played the Crystal Key as well, which is a pretty old one too. It's not as well known as Myst, but it's a Myst style point-and-click adventure game, and it just really captured my imagination. It played a big role in my love for painting landscapes. So years later, I played a game called Darkfall. This is back when in my teen years, high school days, and I really loved that game. It was a point-and-click adventure game, a lot of fun, playing it with my brothers, and again, I just loved how it told a story and how it uses the environments to kind of tell the story and everything. And so throughout the years, I kind of refined my skills and things like that. But like gaming has always been a pretty big role in my art, creative, and it just had a really big inspiration. And so I finally somehow found the creator of Darkfall, Jonathan Boakes, and he made a whole series of games. I played most of them just because I love his style of game and just the atmosphere and everything. And I had at that point when we became friends on Facebook, and I told him how much I liked the game and things like that, and he see my artwork, and I showed him his artwork, told him all about how much it played a role in my artistic journey. And I came across Neyyah. I think I saw like I want to say it was some sort of ad or maybe it's some on Facebook where it says like new game being released soon, and it showed like images of Neyyah, and I was like, wow, that looks amazing. It looks just like, because at that point I had played Riven specifically, and I was like, wow, that looks amazing, because I was really excited because I had completed Myst, and I was like, man, there's really no other games like it anymore, you know? And so I was like, man, when I saw that game, I was like, it has just that really realistic look to it, and that also kind of that really, I don't want to say, it had that atmosphere that kind of felt lonely, but not in like a scary or creepy way, but just kind of like you're immersed in this big world where it feels like, you know, it's just you, and it really, and because of that, it gives you that feeling of isolation, but also it gives you this sense of exploration too. It's hard to explain. I'm sure a lot of people who play these types of games understand what I'm talking about, and it had that feel to it. And but I was basically like, oh, that looks really cool, and then just went on, because I think it was like an article or something on Facebook or online that it was being in development. And months later or so, I was talking with Jonathan Boakes on the comment section of one of his posts, and it was about, I think it was about one of the games that he was making, and he, I saw a comment on his post, and it turned out to be the creator of Neyyah. And I was like, I told him how much I thought the game looked cool, and I was admiring his work, and we got to talking, you know, like he said, and I decided to, because I think he'd seen my art prior, and he said he really enjoyed it, and so I decided to do a kind of a painting of one of his areas, and I got it with me right here. Not sure if I did that piece. I was like, yeah, what do you think if I just did a like a fan piece, fan art? I really liked this painting. I think it's one of my best ones personally, just because I spent so long on it. I want to say I probably spent in hours, probably 40, 50 hours, probably more, probably about 50. That sounds about, give or take. And I showed Aaron, and he really loved it, and which made me happy because I spent a lot of time on it. And I would also be showing him the kind of progress along the way as well. This piece right here, and I thought it'd be cool to do kind of a fan piece, fan art painting. to give to him, you know, because he mentioned that he, you know, liked my artwork, and I just really loved his style and stuff in the game, just the atmosphere and everything. So I decided to paint it, and it took a long time. It took a really, really long time. I remember just this ring right here, just that took like a few hours, just because there's like so many layers. It was really challenging, but it was also really exciting and fun at the same time, because there's so much textures and stuff. And that was what took the longest, was with the texturing. It's basically just layering colors on top of each other, which sounds pretty basic, like, of course, but I would start with a color, and then I would just kind of build upon that, either light or dark. It's usually going from light to, from dark to lights. And just there's so many subtle changes in color and brightness that I really spent a lot of time doing it, to the point where I had to take breaks, because when I learned this the hard way, when you do a painting and you start to get kind of burnt out on it, so to speak, like you've just been working on it for so long that you kind of start rushing yourself, like, oh, I gotta get this done. You tend to make a lot of mistakes, and you could kind of see it in the artwork. You could tell that you were rushed. Not that he rushed me, but I was like kind of rushing myself in a sense, because it's like, oh, I can't wait to get this done. Whenever I'd feel that, whenever I feel like kind of exhausted and like, man, I really need to get this done, I would always take a break, because you could always tell that the artwork is rushed when you start rushing. And so I really liked this painting. I think it's one of my best ones personally. So when Aaron had reached out to me talking about how he'd love to have my artwork in his game, it was really, really cool, just because you know, those types of games played such a big role in my love for painting and environments and landscapes and stuff. The idea of it, of seeing my artwork in an actual point-and-click adventure game was pretty exciting and really cool, and I was really honored.
Thanks for watching, guys. Neyyah is available on Steam, sitting at very positive reviews, really happy with the way it's all turned out. It's exciting. It's been out for, about over 3 months now, which is insane. So yeah, jump through the portal, explore this world. Over and out. Catch you in the next video. Bye.